Hi, welcome to Community Empowerment. I'm Roberta Martin, your host. Today we want to just take a look at the topic, understanding the purpose. I chose this topic because lots of people in our world today are changing profession in less than a year or two. You see people have changed profession and have changed their majors. You see students go to school and don't even know what particular major they have to take. And so in a short period of time, you see people changing majors and changing careers. And I think the reason is because people have come to a point where they really don't know who they are or don't even understand the reason why they exist. Because if you don't understand something, you tend to abuse it. And so with me are friends of mine that are students also. And I decided to choose people like this in the studio because they represent our everyday lives. They represent, they are workers, they are also students, and they've experienced some of these things before. And so we want to dialogue a little bit, and then we can share with the audience and anybody listening to us about how we were able to transition from that dilemma of not being able to understand who we are, or not being able to understand what purpose is all about, or not being able to even make a decision to choose a major. And so I'm just going to have them introduce themselves to you. Would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. My name is Agatha Asamoah. I'm an LPN, licensed professional nurse, licensed practical nurse. And at the moment, I'm trying to upgrade myself by getting my bachelor's at Bethel University right now.
Absolutely. Thank you. Would you mind telling us a little bit?
I'm Chinua Wright. I'm a student at St. Mary's University. I'm doing my bachelor degree. I should be done like next year or late next year.
So do you mind telling us what is your major? What are you trying to major in?
I study information technologies.
Okay, information. So today we're really going to find out why you didn't choose any other degree, but just to go into information technology.
Okay.
I have been looking at a book from Dr. Miles Monroe, and some of the books that he had written. The one particular one that I read about was The Pursuit of Purpose. And I think I got hold of this book because I was trying to find out what is the existence of a thing. And through the reading, I came across a lot of knowledge which helped me. And you and I was here last week, and we talked about some of these things too. But I like to give a scenario. Say for instance, this phone. If I pick up this phone, do you think that I can just take this phone and just drop it down? Or do you think that I can just look at some kind of water somewhere and just drop it in the water? Do you think I can do that?
No.
And the reason why I won't be able to do that, do you think you know why?
Sure.
What do you think?
Because that's not the purpose of the phone.
Right.
It's not reality. You can't just take a phone and drop it into the water.
But do you think that a kid who is about 6 months old, or maybe a 2-year-old kid, can just grab this phone and just drop it anywhere? You think so?
Yeah, I think she can do that.
She can
because
do that?
he doesn't know what it is for.
Okay.
And he can just throw it anywhere, that he wants it. But being an adult, you know that it's not supposed to be there.
Right.
So you will not allow your child to be messing up with your phone.
Okay, well, suppose I'm not allowing, I am not interfering with the child.
Okay.
And the child alone is holding, I'm just standing by looking. What do you think will happen?
He will throw it anywhere he wants.
Right.
Because he doesn't know the purpose of it.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm arriving at. I'm arriving at the idea that when you don't have understanding of a thing, then abuse is inevitable. So if I don't have understanding of why this phone was, invented, is that the correct word?
Yes.
Or why it was even made, then I think I will abuse it. So that comes to understanding that if I don't understand my existence, then I will abuse my existence.
Sure.
In other words, I don't know why I exist. So I am trying to be like everybody else. Have you ever come across that? Do you understand what I'm saying at all?
Yep.
Like, let's say, for instance, people go to school. I'm just going to school. But the question is, do you know why you should go to school? And if you even have come to a point where you know why you're going to school, do you know exactly what you are supposed to go do? What is your thought on that?
I think if you're going to decide to go to school, you have to have a goal. You have to set some goals, and you have to be focused.
Right.
You have to know your purpose of even being in school.
Right.
What are the benefits and what are you going to get out of school before you can go to school? That's what I think.
But Agatha, imagine I have my goals set, I have my objectives set, but I go to school and I'm up there and I don't even know what I'm supposed to take. We have about 200 courses or 50 or 70 or whatever courses we have in school. But here am I, I change from major to major to major because I can't really find myself in a particular major that I should do because I don't understand me. You understand what I'm saying? You've come across people like that.
Yes.
I was thinking I wanted to do nursing. And then all of a sudden, I decided to go into business major. You meet people like that in school. Or, I started working at Target Corporate. I don't at Target anymore. I don't think I want to work in corporate. I think I'm going to go into a hospital and just start, working with nursing field. But look, a corporate Target is business. So a transition from Target to a transition to school, to a hospital, that's a complete different thing. So you realize that the person in question is very confused. Why am I changing majors? Why am I changing careers, different careers? I don't understand me. So here's what Dr. Myles Munroe said, and I like you guys to reason and let's dialogue on that. Okay, he said, understanding the purpose. So that even if I have to do anything at all, I have to first of all understand it. Right?
Sure.
Why do you think so? What's your opinion on that? He said, until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. Until I discover my purpose, my existence has no meaning. For purpose is the source of fulfillment. So I become fulfilled when I discover my purpose. In other words, I'm not fulfilled if I haven't discovered my purpose. So you see why people are unhappy when they go to work. You see why a person get up in the morning and it's snow all over the place and they're happy even to drive in the snow and go to work. But then here comes somebody else who is so unhappy to even get up and go to work. Why? Because what? There's no fulfillment. So I'm going to repeat it again. Until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. For purpose is the source of fulfillment. What's your thought on that?
Yes, I think he makes a lot of sense because there should be a reason why you want to do anything.
Right. Because
if you don't have a reason to do it, there's nothing to move you to do it. So I think it makes a whole lot of sense.
But express some more when he says, without it, there's no existence.
Yeah. To add to what he said,
just get in.
In fact, before anybody decides to do something in life, means the person has sat down, talked to him or herself,
absolutely,
and have decided, okay, I want to do something in future. I want to use my life for something. But then, maybe at that point in time, the person is not sure of what he is to do. Let's say, for example, the person might have one or two or even more than two talents in him or herself.
Right.
And so at this point, it is very important to sit down and understand yourself. As you talk to yourself, understand yourself. Which of these talents am I capable of doing it well, or am I really, really interested in?
Right.
So if you are able to understand it, whatever you want to do in future, then, the thought will just come. It will come naturally. You know what I mean? You have to actually sit down to understand what you really want to do.
Right.
Before you start to, make a move or take a step in it.
Right. Right.
So I think what he's saying is very, very important. I also buy what, you just read to us.
Right.
It's very, very important.
You guys hit on some point. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what you just said is more about knowing yourself from the beginning.
Yes.
That's right.
So you have to know yourself, know what you can do, know your skills and talent.
Absolutely.
And
so
then
you mentioning, you hitting on some points.
Just direct the
skills,
energies,
yes,
talents, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because time is very important, so you want to use your time very wisely. Because if you're making a lot of mistakes along the way, that will affect you a whole lot. People don't know, but everything plays a whole part in everything you do.
Right.
Yes.
I'll come back to that point. So keep a hold on that one. Go ahead.
Yes, so at this point, this is the time when you think you are confused with
Right,
something that you don't
absolutely.
really know what to do.
Right.
I think that is the time that you actually have to ask, seek.
Right.
Seek for help.
Right.
Seek for advice.
Right.
Ask somebody that is already in that field. You want to do something, but you really don't know much about what you're going to do. So this is a time that I think it will be advisable to seek counseling, seek for help, ask people, ask questions, and the more you ask people, I think the more you'll be enlightened in whatever you want to do. You'll get a picture. It will come to you naturally.
Absolutely.
We got to seek for it. Even the Bible says, seek and ye shall find.
Absolutely.
So if you don't seek and you're sitting down by yourself thinking you get all the answers, I think it's not going to help.
Right.
So this is a time when you think you are confused with something, ask.
Right.
We have counselors, we have instructors there. If you are in college, ask your instructors.
Right.
Ask people surrounding you. Ask for help, ask for advice. And I think the more you ask, the more you get a picture. It will just come.
It's getting interesting. I think you guys hit on 2 points there. And I'm going to take it and then we're going to dive into that and then we're going to journey in that.
Okay.
So you had mentioned, I think that you said you have to find your skills, you have to find your talent, you have to find your potentials, right? You hit on a point of, as you go along, find out what it is that is in you. It will come to you naturally. I think that, again, I'm going to repeat what he said, until purpose is discovered, until, okay? Until purpose is discovered, existence has no meaning. So I am joyriding through the earth when I am not doing me, the purpose of why I exist. This phone can lay down here 200 years. If it is not being used for its purpose, it's going to rotten.
Yep. It's not that good.
It's going to rotten. These plants here are not live plants, of course, right? But suppose they are live plant. You and I know the live plant needs sunlight, it needs water. What else in it? In it, soil? So what if all these ingredients are not in place? The plant can serve its purpose.
Sure.
So you and I have a purpose. So I'm not going to get in your lane because everybody is trying to be a nurse. Because here in America, immigrants come in here and you know what? The best thing you need to do to be able to stay in the job market is go into nursing. So a lot of people have been lured into that kind of direction. I'm going to go into nursing.
That's true.
I met a lady today, we were sitting and she told me, and that is not to put nursing down, because you are already a nurse, and we're going to get into how you get to that place too, But she had said to me, it took me 3 years to just do a prerequisite.
Wow.
And when I got into the program itself, it was so hard for me. And I asked her, why do you think it was hard for you? What was the difference between you and the person that was sitting next to you? Because you all have the same 8 hours or 4 hours in classroom. You all have the same instructor teaching all of you. The same instructor teaching me and you. Both of us were listening to the instructor. Both of us were given the same homework. You don't have 375 days and I have 210 days. We all have the same. We listen to the same instructor. But for some reason, you got it. I didn't. I'm in the wrong lane.
That's what it is.
I'm in the wrong lane. She said she hated it. I hated it so much and I couldn't even wait to get out of it. And now I wasted 4 years. And that came back to the question you mentioned. You will waste your time. You're going to waste your time because what? You are going by ear's sake. Go into nursing and you'll be able to fulfill. So you are not, again, your existence has no meaning. The purpose is the source of fulfillment. I am not fulfilled, so I'm complaining. You are at work, do this, do that, do that. You're just complaining. You are in the wrong position. And the reason why I'm talking about these things, because I've been there. I've been there. You're working with old folks. You look at these old people, 90 or 70 years old, sitting there, and you feel like you're wasting your time sitting with them. It's how I felt. I love old people. I got grannies. I love them. But the field wasn't for me. So instead of staying there and not doing my job well, I had to discover me. What is it that I'm put here to do? Is it mine to just sit and be a companion to old folks? Even though I have grannies, I love them too. And I love anybody's grandma or granny just like I love mine. But for me to be able to do an excellent job for them and be able to care for them like their own, I realized that it wasn't for me because I was struggling to do it. I wasn't doing it like naturally. Now I can tolerate one granny or two or three, but imagine 12, patients that you have to take care of. There are people that are really fashioned for that kind of job, and that's your field.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more.
Yes, I agree with what you're saying.
Right.
And I can see the reason why a lot of people are going into nursing nowadays.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame them.
Right. Right.
I don't blame them because, one, nursing is, it's a readily available job right now that we can say.
Right.
If you lose your job today, tomorrow you will get another job somewhere.
Right.
Nursing pays very well.
Right.
A lot of people want to be able to support their family, pay their bills
without
working doubles. If they do their regular 8-hour shift a day, maybe a pay period 40 hours, they will be okay. So I understand why a lot of people are going into nursing nowadays.
Right.
And I don't blame them, it's not their fault. Just this afternoon, to add to what you just said, I met a colleague that I have taken a biology class with for my generals about 3 years ago.
Okay.
No, I think about 4 years ago. And then she was telling me, I couldn't even recognize her. So she came and hugged me. And I said, oh, can you tell me who I remember? And then she introduced herself and we started talking. So then I realized that, I had taken a biology class with this lady.
Right.
But after that class, she went into physical therapy.
Okay.
4 years. And then she was telling me, I took 4 years of physical therapy course, but I only had a certificate for only 2 years. So I asked her, what is she doing now? She said, no, I can't find a job. I can't find a job. And I asked, so the conversation continued. So then she asked me what I was doing, and I told her that I'm also into nursing. The comment she made was, I have regretted going into physical therapy. I should have gone into nursing. You see? I should have gone into nursing. Why is she saying that? Because she has graduated. She can't get a job to do. So I understand why certain people who go into nursing, not because they like nursing, but it's because of maybe they want to be able to, get a job readily, whenever they graduate. They will not be struggling for, job to do and stuff like that. But I think that shouldn't be the case.
Well, we'll see. We're going to go into some things. And then when we don't have the answer, I'm going to bring people that are professionalists, that I know have the answers. For now, we're just going to talk about what we know and what we have experienced. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think what you're saying is true. The nursing field is an excellent field. They have a lot of jobs, and you can get a job, as you said. But what I've been seeing for the past years is, as you said, immigrants, when they come in to this country, they got lead by their parents, or they try to be similar to their friends. Nursing is good, but every career, you have to be able to do. You have to love what you're doing. You cannot just go into a career because, the money, or because people are going into the career.
Right.
Because when you go in the school, you're gonna find difficulties completing your program, because there are some courses that you're probably not good at.
Right, absolutely.
And some reason is because you don't even like to read about stuff like that. Some people don't like to read about biology.
Right.
And when they see business book, they're happy.
Right.
They like to see the numbers. They like to read about business, accounting, and stuff like that, technical stuff. But when they get here, the parents or a friend would say, "Oh, nursing, that's the only way you can get a job. If you do something else."
I want to talk a little bit about what you said. For those of us that come from Africa, we have this idea of traditionalistic idea, okay? And that traditionalistic idea is pass on the generation ideas to them. Women stay in the kitchen, men work a job. It's an example, okay?
Yes.
Another example is what you hit on. Your parents say, I'm a preacher's child. I'm expecting you to be a preacher's child. Or I am, a doctor. I'm expecting you to be a doctor. I'm going to read a little story here to you. Miles Monroe had, in that book of Pursuit of Purpose, he had mentioned that there was a big, huge gathering. And in this gathering were people that had come for a party or something, some kind of party or something. Sit down. Some kind of party or something, And everybody, very elegant food, clothing, nice dressing, just that elegant, rich class of society. So I'm taking you to somewhere like the White House, or maybe taking you to red carpet, something. Are you picturing what I'm talking about? So take your mind to somewhere like the red carpet. And the occasion for the night was a gentleman who has just graduated as a medical doctor, only 24 years old. His dad wanted to be a medical doctor, which he was not able to become a medical doctor. So his parent, which is his dad and his mom, try as hard as they can, invest money, do all they want to do so that their son can become a medical doctor. So what do you think is happening here? He wants his son to pursue his dream, which he was not able to fulfill.
Sure.
Now, we see that even in presidential elections. Somebody's dad happened to try to become a president, lost the election. Now, he want to be a president. And then you try, and then you don't make it. It is not your fate. It is not your way. It is not your direction. It doesn't hurt to try to be, but it hurts to try what you are not. So we come here into this huge country, this first world country, and all we had in the back of our mind is, my mother had said that I should be a doctor, or my dad had said I should be this, or even if it's not none of those things. I came here and realized that in the African American community, or in the African community, everybody is saying to be able to pursue a job, I must pursue such and such degree, not only nursing. Maybe I have to go and get an MBA, like it has become so popular. MBA has become nothing but a word now. You have an MBA, you have an MBA. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like you said, within that category of course you're going to take, maybe there's some statistics. You are not very mathematically inclined. So now you're sitting there and you got to tolerate this. And you are cracking your brains and you can't handle it. It's not you. So she had, yes, graduated, and she realized that she can't find a job. But you got to understand that whether the economy is down or what, there's no condition that is permanent. We've been through, as an American citizen, as an American country, we've been through the Great Depression in the 1930s. America have been through series of ups and downs. And so is other countries. Used to be Rome was on top of the world. Then it became the Egyptian country. Then it became the European Europe. Now it's America. Now everything is heading towards China. Who is going to be what? We don't know. So to change careers just because something is not working, just because the economy is slacking, just because I can't find an accounting job, and that I hated it, that I should have gone into nursing, you're going to worry yourself.
Yes.
Just because something is not working, you will not find fulfillment in it. You will not be happy with yourself. You know why? You are not wired to do that. Let's take, for instance, the American Idol. Now, I'm not going to talk. I want you to talk. You've all seen the American Idol. What do you see when they are selecting the singers?
What I would say is they don't only look for the voice, but the personality, the looks.
So you see the look, you mentioned skills. They look for a lot of things.
Yeah.
You want to go to Hollywood and you think you have the voice to sing. Why do you think they tell them, everybody, we're going to this particular city today, Nashville, Minnesota, or we're going to, San Diego. Today we're going to go pick up the most talented. Everybody come. And out of maybe 500 people, it's sized down to 200 people. Then it come to 3. And then it come to 1 person who become the idol. They're looking for talent. They're looking for the one who naturally have it. And when you sit there and watch these people, some people just strangely struggle to sing. You can see it all over their veins. And then others come and it just naturally flows. When you are in your lane, doing what you are born to be, I tell you what, you don't struggle to do it. You just naturally do it. You naturally do it. You're taught.
Yes. I think it is a point where it is about time that especially we immigrants, when we come in here or wherever we are, it's about time we have a change of mind. Like you said earlier, our parents want us to do this, but we know ourselves that we don't have any interest in that.
Right.
But we are forcing ourselves to do because we want to please our parents.
And aren't we doing it to our own kids right now?
And our own kids.
You know,
as
your
well.
child is born in the
Exactly.
digital world.
Yes.
Your son, my boy is born in the digital world. When I was born, there was no computers and nobody can send me pictures and nobody can send me emails and things on a little small device. But then your child is up there playing and you tell him, stop and sit there and crack your brains.
Yes.
But this is his world he was born into. This is his move. This is his talent. So like the story I was telling you that Miles Monroe wrote down, everybody was waiting for this professor to come out. It's party time. Let's celebrate this man. He had fulfilled the dream of his dad. This guy came out, everybody's expecting to, crack the toast, clink a glass and drink wine. He come out looking so miserable when everybody else was happy. Everybody else was happy for him, but his world was torn apart. He said, Dad, I'm so sorry. I did this for you. I went to school and got a degree for you because that's what you wanted. But it's time for me. Dad, I cannot see myself doing operation on human beings. I cannot see myself, opening people's body and looking at it. I can't see myself doing it.
Yeah. So, based on what you just said, it is therefore very important for parents to keep a close eye on their kids.
Right.
Keep a very close eye on them. Observe them. See what the kids like to do most.
Right.
And help the kids in that area.
But here's the thing. If I have not been able to help myself, I will not
Exactly.
be able to
It's
help
going to be
others.
tough.
Because I can't define me. I can't find out who I am. How am I able to find out who my little son is? Or who somebody else is? I'm struggling with my own talent and giftings and potential. I'm struggling to find my place on this planet. How am I able to help find a place for my own?
I think the most important thing is to, as you said, you can observe them,
Right?
but you want to have a conversation with them, hear from them.
Right.
It is their life, it's their
Absolutely.
career. You want to hear from them, and whatsoever they try to do, you want to, support them in every way possible, to get them on the feet, and they will be happy and they'll do exactly what they want to do, and they'll be successful.
So to be able to find out the solution to this problem, I think we go back to define what is purpose. So what is purpose? What is that purpose? What is that supposed to mean when you say purpose? What is my purpose on this planet? What am I here to do? Am I here to, get my check, just go work any other job? I'm just working this for paycheck. You had people say that. I just need it just to pay the bills. Get the check, pay the bills, go on vacation, go to one of the nicest restaurants, go and buy some clothes and wear, come sit down. Is that what I'm here for? Keep waiting and waiting. You mentioned about wasting time. A time come in your life you can do nothing no more. Time has elapsed and time has passed. Because you keep trying to be something you are not. And time has passed. So I think we go back to look at what does this whole thing mean when you talk about purpose. And I want us to look at what he said, what purpose means. In the meantime, you're going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I was looking at the dictionary,
Yeah.
what even the word pursuit mean in the
Okay.
first place.
Okay.
And I came to understand that to pursue means it's like an act of seeking,
Right.
striving,
Pursuing something.
yes, trying to gain something,
Right, right.
So it is very, very important. I mean, we need to actually sit down, talk to ourselves, understand whatever that we want to do before
Right.
we can even seek for it.
That's the point I wanted you to hit on, and you hit on it right there on the nail. So explain it some more. Before you can even go and look and search for it, you must understand it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You need to understand yourself
Right.
and what you are, who you are, and what you want to be in future. What you want to use your life for.
Right. Right.
It's very important to understand that.
Right.
If you want to be a teacher, if you want to be a doctor, you sit down and ask yourself, do I really have the interest in that?
Am I even wired for
Am
that?
I even wired for that?
Right.
Before you even start, to take a step in that. Understand it yourself.
Right.
If you know that is not your area, please don't go there.
Right.
Because you start and you will never be able to finish.
Right.
Because you don't have the interest there. But
Absolutely.
if you have the interest, you never get tired of it. You
Right.
never get bored of it. You see yourself going further and even higher
Right.
into that
You
career.
maximize it.
You maximize it.
Right.
Yeah, I just want to add to what she just said.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is true. It is about knowing yourself. Every human being is like kind of different. So, and everybody are wired with certain kind of skills and
Right.
talent.
Right.
Nobody is just sitting here for nothing. But you have to know your skills.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know. It's easier for you to know it yourself than for somebody to tell you.
Right.
And then if you know your skills and your talents, and then you can set your goals, and you will be able to reach your goals.
So before I read what Pepper says here, you and I, three of us, let's get into ourselves and find out what is your skills. To you, what do you think your skills are? When you look at you ain't gonna play drums. Are you?
No.
You ain't gonna run a track. Are you? Do you think you are LeBron James?
No.
Okay. Or you think you are Kobe Bryant?
No.
So what do you think are your skills? So we're trying to find out, how do I find out about me? I get into myself. I find out what I'm good at. I find out about my skills. And then I what? Pursue it. Tell me.
Guys, what I can say is I'm constantly learning about myself.
Okay. But the few you have learned so far, you want to share, right?
Sure.
All right.
I have passion for helping people,
Okay.
like making people to understand stuff that I understand.
Okay.
And that's some of the reason why I think I want to pursue a field in information technology, so I can be a support, make things happen.
Right.
I like to make things happen from one point to another.
Okay.
Like some people, my friends and other friends will be telling me, "Oh, why don't you go and do nursing and stuff like that?" I cannot just see myself in the hospital. I don't feel good to hear that somebody.
So you two are completely opposite. No wonder you sit close to each other. So you two gonna dialogue. Okay, go ahead.
I cannot just keep hearing that somebody just passed away, like somebody I was taking care of and they're gone.
Right.
Or
Dead.
somebody's running in with blood all over their body and stuff.
Okay.
There's people that can deal with that. That's why everybody's have different skills and talent.
Right.
So you want to go your direction. If I go into nursing, I don't think I can even, like, I shouldn't get it wrong. I love elder people. I got elder people in my family.
Okay.
I can take care of them.
Right.
But it's totally different when you're in a field. The passion, you have to love what you're doing.
Right.
Or else you can't. You
So
just
you're
can't,
saying
cannot be successful.
you're saying that one of the skills you can handle is just being in the hospital
I can't handle being in the hospital
because
I can't live with just hearing that some people are dying. I mean,
Right.
people are dying in the hospital like probably every week or
Right.
every month.
maybe every day.
Yeah. So it's troubling to me. I can't do a
Right.
job like that.
So how about you tell us about your skills, the ones you can do? You mentioned about helping people, and that's why I want to go into computer technology, right?
Yeah.
What about other things?
Yeah, when I say helping people is I might be a maybe people would think I'm a bad instructor or something like that, but I like to help people understand what they don't understand.
Okay.
And I have passion for that. I have patience to explain to you, to lead you in a better direction, make you understand what I understand.
I see.
Yeah.
You see how now you complete different from her, because what you don't like is what she like. So how about we listen to you?
Yes. I think I said a little bit of this last week.
You did.
That
Absolutely.
I see myself as somebody who loves to help the sick. You know, somebody, if I see somebody in a pool of blood right now, my heart is yearning to help the person come out from that pool of blood. You know what I mean? It's just an example.
Right.
So I have that passion of caring for,
Right.
For people, nurturing, helping people who are sick, who are in need,
Right. Right.
That is how I see myself to be, and that's why I went into nursing.
Okay. Right.
So I actually would like to work in a hospital when I graduate.
Okay.
That's my main goal.
So the people watching you, she
Yeah.
is graduating from Bethel University, and she is announcing herself of getting ready to come out and would love to work in a hospital.
In a hospital.
Go ahead. Go
Yes.
ahead. Say some more.
I love to work in a hospital because as being an LPN, I've gained, some experience in other places like nursing homes, TCU, and all that. And the only place I haven't worked so far is in a hospital. And you need your bachelor's in order to work in a hospital. And that's
Right.
why I want to experience that field too and see how it is,
Okay. Well,
so
how
I'll
about
be
you tell
able
us
to
some more
put all
skills?
things together.
All right. Well, tell us some more skills, because you only mentioned if you see somebody in a pool of blood, you're going to get them out. That's one skill.
That's
of
just
caring,
one
right?
skill of
Okay,
caring.
tell us
Yes.
some more.
I want to be able to give, people medication without causing any errors
Okay.
or causing more harm to the person.
Right.
I want to be able to treat somebody with a big wound, you know what I mean,
Okay.
without causing more harm to the
And
person.
you can handle
and I can
a person
handle
patiently and
patiently,
with all kinds of care.
Exactly.
Handle people with wounds.
Yes.
Now
And-
that's exactly opposite from you.
Yeah.
Completely
Yes.
opposite.
And I do that. I do that without murmuring because I love it. I do that because it just comes out naturally, and I don't feel regret helping
Right.
that person.
Right.
I don't feel tired. I don't feel bored
No,
because
let
it's
me
part
ask
of
you a
me.
question. Caring is very broad.
Yes.
So with what you said, can you see yourself in a classroom with a whole bunch of kids, toddlers, 2-year-olds making noise? Can you see yourself that way?
I don't see myself fitting perfectly in that
Into
area
that,
yet.
okay.
I don't see myself
So that's not
in
you.
that
That's
area.
not completely
No,
you.
that's not me.
So we are trying to identify skills here now.
Yeah.
What you are not is what she is.
Yep.
And what you are is not her at all. Okay? Do you deal
And-
with computers and technology and all of that stuff?
They are training us to use it.
Well, is there something you
But
like really?
I don't really like it, but we have to learn to do it
Right.
because it's what is in
Part
the
of it,
system
yeah.
right now.
Right.
But it's not my area of interest. But
Trying
I
to
try
help people to understand computerized system. No.
Yes, that's not my area of interest.
but you
I
tolerate.
have to. Yes, I have to be able to tolerate and be able to even use it myself to document patient information and stuff like that.
So I
We
will
need
talk
go
to you
into
about that because I asked you those things for a reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I want to say, I don't want people to get me wrong. If, like, helping people, profession and just helping
Right.
is two different things.
Absolutely.
For example, if I'm on the street and there's an accident
Right.
and people are badly wounded,
You will
I
help.
would like stop everything. If I have important things to do, I'll put it inside
Right.
and go and help to make sure that they get medical attention or
Right.
the paramedics are
Right.
on the scene.
You
I
saying
can do that.
right?
What is difficult is
Doing that every day
like, yeah, because doing that every day, I can
as a
say.
job.
Because most of the time I put myself in the position of order. Like if somebody is really sick, they can't eat.
Right.
They got tube
Right.
that they have to feel through.
Right.
Like I'm sad by seeing that. Like
Right.
I don't want to be sad every day and night, because if I'm working in the hospital, I have to deal with that every day.
Absolutely, you will.
So
and
then
even more,
I'm gonna
much
have
more.
a different life,
Right,
you know.
right.
So that's my thing right
That's
there.
your thing.
That's the part of it. That's
I'm not sharing mine.
We would love to know yours.
You do? Well, it took me. You really do want to know mine?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, let's just do a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still in the process of discovering much more about myself, because I have realized as I read books from Dr. Miles Monroe, he's one of my, mentors, and other people and other writers too as well. I'm realizing that man is born with potential, talent, giftings. So you have a talent, you have a potential, and you have other gifts as well. Remember in the Bible they said there was a portion that says that someone was given 1 talent, he buried his talent, another was given 5 talent. So the question is, why was somebody given 5? Why was somebody given 1? And if somebody was given 5 talent, that means that there are people on this earth that have other talents. And you see that in the secular world. Donald Trump is into, real estate,
Yep,
but
several
he's
different things.
also into other TV programs. You see people, Beyonce and the rest of them, they are into singing and, entertainment industry, but they are also into movies and other things. Recently, 50 Cent is into business. So you see, as you go, like you mentioned, maximizing, you discover other more. If you have one thing and you don't, see, longevity brings effect. Something you do over and over and over, you get good at it.
Yeah.
And as you get good at it, that's why we have something called orientation when you go to work. They introduce you into the system, and as you keep doing and doing and doing, and pretty soon you don't need an orientation. You know the ins and out of the system, and you maneuver your ways and able to do things. So, in a nutshell, I discovered that I like to teach. But before I discovered that I like to teach, I saw that I had speaking skills. But before even I did that, I didn't know how to talk at the time. I was shy, I was slim, I was very, very, very tiny, more than, today I got a little flesh on me, but I was really, really skinny. Maybe size 1 is even good. And so I had naturally developed this thing of not being able to be confident in myself. When I gained that confidence, then I began to speak in public. Then I began to enter into the teaching field, where I saw that I can teach. But even when I got to that teaching field, then I realized that there's another aspect of me that like training and development. Then I went into a church where I was given the opportunity. Someone had seen something in me that I didn't see. He said, why don't you do interaction with people, interpersonal relation, like what we're doing right now? Interview people. I said, interview people? How am I supposed to interview people? But she put me on the spot. And the first day I did it, that was it for me. I knew this is me. But beside, I have gone into, again, pharmaceuticals. I learned to become a pharmacy technician. I went to school, graduated, got the degree in that, I went to become a surgical technology. And mind you, I like another part of the sciences, which is the biology. But I was not too much into the nursing part. Even though I have caring for other people, but I can see myself doing that as an everyday job where I have to, nurse people all the time and clean people's wounds and that kind of stuff. I do that for you if you're in a little help, need. But I'm not going to do that every day. You know what I mean? But I like to interact with people. I can communicate with you, I don't know how long. I can try to talk to you and get so much out of you that you may not even know about yourself. And I don't struggle to do that. But it took me a while to get that part of me, to know that about me. And so everywhere I go, whether I serve in a church, whether I'm in a church, I look for what I can do to continue to better myself. Try and get the training somewhere, whether it be church, whether it be here, wherever it is. Try and find a place where you can continue to maximize your potential. Because as you do it more and more, you discover some more and more and more. And I still haven't, because I'm seeing myself now as a business person. That's why I'm going in for an MBA. That's why I'm in the MBA program. Because I see myself, and then another thing I like a lot, international relations. I like to talk about anything global, anything big interests me. You talk about politics, you talk about public policy, you talk about what we can do to, like you talked about how you like to figure things out and help people. Mine is I like to solve problems. When there's no solution to something, I want to be the one that will solve the problem. And sometimes I may not have the answer, but I know it will come naturally to me who to connect with, who to talk to, and how to maneuver people together to get a solution for something. And that's not an area of small things. I look at it very internationally, maybe something about public health, something huge about some kind of healthcare and an endemic situation or pandemic situation. Something is going on here in Minneapolis. What can we do to solve that problem? Who do we connect with? Who do we collaborate with? Things like that. You reason with people and get things together. And of course, I like what I'm doing. I don't sit to plan to do. I sit there and I look for answers like what we're doing. The reason why I chose the pursuit of purpose is because I'm thinking about how a lot of people have lost their position, how a lot of people are into wrong stuff, how a lot of people are in the wrong jobs, and you go to work and you're with them and they're murmuring and complaining and whining, and you can tell they have a problem. So then I figure, what can we do to solve the problem? Okay, well, maybe what I do is we come and bring people that have experienced those kind of stuff, and we can talk about it and give solution. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So international relations, public policy, political science, international issues, globalization, public communications, communication study, anything like that that will solve a problem, that's me. Anything like that that will interact with people, that's me. But anything like I got to nurse somebody, I won't be able to do it. I got to mess with some computers, I won't be able to do it. But we live in a computerized age where certain things become necessary. It's a necessary evil. And I want to talk about the Myers-Briggs. You and I did the Myers-Briggs, did we? And the Myers-Briggs talks about strength finders. Find your strength, lean on your strength, find your weakness, tolerate it. Your weakness is something you can't do nothing about. It's your weakness. If your weakness is statistics, tolerate it. If you have to do it, do it. But concentrate more on what your strength is and lean a little bit on just, you just need, the part that hurts, you need it a little bit. You don't need to forget about your strength and start worrying for years on what is your weakness. You're wasting time because it's your weakness. It's your weakness. You can do nothing about it.
The thing is, some people, it's even harder for them to differentiate between what their strength and their weaknesses.
There's something called the Myers-Briggs.
Yes.
We took it in class, and you go there, or the strength finders, you buy it, and you just enter some codes on the computer and things, and it asks you questions, and you try to answer them, and it show you, okay, you are this, you are this, you are this. This is not what you are. This is not what you are. This is what you are. This is your weakness, and it will tell you the 5, and it will come up with your 5 strength. Your 5 strength is this, and then now you got to tailor your career towards those strengths. I'm never going to be a police officer because I won't be, but I need a police officer. Say, for instance, all of us in the world is like, hey, a nurse. Everybody in the whole wide world, including the President Obama, is a nurse. Who is going to be a president? And how are we going to have Joe Biden? And what about Hillary Clinton? Who will go and do things? And now it's not even him, it's Kerry, right? John Kerry. How about all of those things? So everybody this is the world. The world look like a globe like this. But everybody have a little piece where they belong. So you find yourself in which part of the world you belong. Maybe you are here and you're trying to be over here in the middle. You are in the wrong position. You're struggling. You are not fulfilled. So look at this here. I tried to define what he said he meant by purpose. This is his definition. And I'm going to read it. Everything in life has a purpose. everything on this planet was born with and for a purpose. Everything on this planet was born and with a purpose. It is this purpose that is the only source of meaning. Without purpose, life is an experiment. So you're just experimenting some accounting like your friend. Or a haphazard journey that results in frustration, disappointment, and failure. Without purpose, life is subjective, or it is a trial, or a try and error. A try and error game that is ruled by environmental influences. The environmental influences, the family members, the people who tell you go into nursing, the people who are saying money is in this direction and not in politics. Influence and the circumstances of moment. Likewise, in the absence of purpose, time has no meaning, energy has no reason, and life has no precision. Therefore, it is essential that we understand and discover our purpose in life so that we can experience an effective, full, and rewarding life. Your thought? I've said a lot.
Interesting.
We have 6 minutes.
Very interesting.
Go ahead.
Very interesting.
So hold on, one thought. So what is purpose then? The original intent for the creation of a thing. The original intent. The manufacturer who made this phone, he have an intention. And his intention is that you don't stay at home with a line and wait for your phone. I'm going to manipulate something in the system where wherever you are, you can still connect. And it's time saving and it's money saving. The original intent of a thing. The original reason for the existence of a thing. The end of which the means exist. The cause for the creation of a thing. What is the reason why we created a thing? Women, they have what? Artificial nails. Go there and they put, you understand, you don't know what I'm saying. Women have nails. Even women have eyebrows. Some kind of eyebrow they put there. What is the reason behind that? Somebody looked around and saw that some people got tiny nails, short nails. So let me discover something. So they can have pretty long nails. Or some folks don't have eyebrow. You know, eyelashes. So let me do this and put it over there. What about a wig women wear? Some women don't have hair. So don't be looking at my head like that, man. Because I have hair, and that's my hair. You know? So if someone don't have a hair, I am coming out with a hair that will be able to fit there. So it's the original intent of the creation of a thing. The destination that prompts the journey. This is the destination we want to be. But before we get to the destination, we must have a journey. Yes. I am beginning from here to get here. But my purpose is that I want to get here. This is the reason why that's why I started. That's why we started. Sure. You want to go to school because you know what you want. Yeah. So what you want is what prompted the journey. The original intent of a thing. We have 4 minutes. I've said a lot. Say a lot. Say what you're going to say in 4 minutes. And we'll close. Because if I get like this, I told you, this is my flow. I will keep going and keep going and keep going. Because it fascinated me. When I found out about me and I begin to realize, oh, this is who really I am. I left everything and I pursued that. And I'm finding some natural, I'm beginning to see how it naturally flows. It's the best place to be. The best place to be is recognizing yourself and flowing with it, rather than trying to be Bishop Jakes, trying to preach like Bishop Jakes and sliding on a platform when you know you can slide.
Yes, so I think it is very important how to even make the initial move. Yes. If you discover your talent, right, how to even make the initial move is very, very important.
So we're going to have to talk about the initial move, right?
Yes, it takes courage. It takes courage. It takes courage, like you mentioned earlier. Right. You realize that you were good at this, and then what? You made the move. Even though you were shy initially, you took the step. Right. You gave a talk, and somebody realized that potential in you and brought you in here.
Excellent.
So it's very important for us to be courageous. Right. When you discover your talent, I want to say to my viewers, please make the move. Be courageous. Don't be shy. And then
Right.
move forward.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Your thought.
Yes,
1 minute.
as I said earlier,
Yeah.
everybody's different.
Right.
Everybody has different skills. Like
Sure.
as you said, you discover that you a good speaker. Some people are in different
Not
areas.
pretty good. I'm getting there.
Yeah. So you have to discover your skills. You have to know yourself.
Right.
You have to direct your energy in where you think you can do the best.
Right.
And then that's how you're going to be successful.
Well, I tell you what, I really enjoyed you guys. I am so sorry time is up. It's always like that. When it gets so interesting and it gets so good, then it's almost time to go. I really enjoyed you coming to share what your experiences have been and how you ended with us about how you were able to find your talent. And so thank you so much. I'll be looking forward to see you again next time. Are we coming? No? Yes? No?
Yeah,
Yes?
we'll
Yes?
come.
No? No?
Sure
Okay,
will.
excellent. Thank you so much for watching Community Empowerment. We really enjoyed you. You are the reason why we come on this show, and we just came here to share the things we have experienced trying to discover our purposes and our potential. I recommend Miles Monroe's book, The Pursuit of Purpose, and see you here again next week. Thank you.
Thanks.